Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the Greatest Showman collection by Dany Vianna. This is a collection of 8 polishes that are releasing on October 24th, so in the description box below I will link the Dany Vianna site, I will link their Instagram page, and I will link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from this collection. So we do have 8 polishes to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Million Dreams, and this is described as a periwinkle crelly base filled with an aurora shimmer and iridescent and holographic flakes. So here's our first coat of Million Dreams. This one does start out pretty sheer, but it does build up well in 3 coats. The flakes will also be more apparent once this one is built up to full opacity. The shimmer that's in here does stand out really nicely against the base color. It's not one of those hiding kind of shimmers. You can definitely see it in all lighting. You will want top coat to smooth this out. It does dry with some texture, and removal on this one is easy. So there's 3 coats. Up next we have Greatest Showman, and this is described as a bright red jelly base filled with gold aurora shimmer and gold dot glitter. Here's our first coat of Greatest Showman. This one's very pigmented on this first coat. I did 2 coats for full opacity, but you could probably get away with 1. I did do some glitter placement for the glitters that are in here just to get some of them out and on my nail. I do prefer it without the glitter, but you will want top coat for this. So there's 2 coats. Up next we have Come Alive, and this is described as a thermal that goes from a deep magenta to purple with dark flakes and ruby metallic microflakes. Here's our first coat of Come Alive. This one is also pretty pigmented on this first coat. I didn't have any running, pooling, or staining with anything in this collection, but I also didn't wear these for longer than just the swatches. So bear that in mind. There are some super pigmented polishes here. You will want base coat underneath all of your manicures. This one's completely opaque in 2 coats. It does dry dull and decently smooth, so I would recommend top coat, and removal is easy. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Ann Wheeler, and this is described as a lilac crelly base with small pink, matte, and holographic glitters. Here's our first coat of Ann Wheeler. This one is pretty good on this first coat for being such a light color. I'm going to build it up in 2 today for full opacity. You get a good amount of these glitters and a good amount of flakes out without having to do any fishing or swirling, no running, pulling, or staining. This will dry textured, and removal will be more difficult. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Other Side, and this is described as a Bordeaux base with magnetic microflakes. Here is Other Side. This one is very richly pigmented here on this first coat. The gold flakes that are in here are absolutely beautiful. You'll see when I magnetize this one that it's a very subtle magnetization because it's in the flakes instead of in the base pigment, but it is there. You will want top coat. It dries dull, and removal is easy. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Never Enough, and it's described as a white jelly base with an aurora shimmer and iridescent flakes. Here's our first coat of Never Enough. This one is a little bit more sheer on this first coat than the rest of them have been so far. Formula is still smooth and easy to work with though. I got mostly like 99% opacity in 3 coats, but I would probably wear this one in just 1 if I was wearing it out. The shimmer that's in here is very strong, and again those flakes will appear more so when this is built up to opacity. It does dry dull and slightly textured, so I would recommend top coat, and removal is easy. So there is 3 coats. Up next we have This Is Me, and it's described as a bright blue crelly base with turquoise metallic microflakes. Here's our first coat of This Is Me. I also want to go ahead and say sorry about the bottle shots being blown out. They're not color accurate. Color accurate for me was the videos and photos. This one is completely opaque in 2 coats for me. I would recommend top coat. It does dry dull, and removal on this one is easy. So there is 2 coats. And lastly for today we have Rewrite the Stars, and this is described as a blue base with aurora shimmers, iridescent, and holographic flakes. And here's our first coat of Rewrite the Stars. This one's a little bit sheer on this first coat. Depending on your application, you might want to go in for a 2 or 3. I was happy with 2 today, but I would probably venture to 3 if I was wearing this out. This would look beautiful with a matte top coat. I would recommend a top coat either way. It does dry dull and slightly textured, and removal is easy, so there's 2 coats. I did have 2 standouts, the first one being Never Enough. This is such a soft look on the nail. I think it's a gorgeous look for winter. I think it's gorgeous for summer. I think it's beautiful for spring. The shimmer that's in here stands out really, really nicely. It takes 3 coats to build up to opacity. You might still even be able to have a little bit of nail line after that, but I think it's a beautiful, beautiful look. And then my other favorite would be Rewrite the Stars. I'm a sucker for these flakes, and I think the base on this is beautiful. I think it makes the flakes pop. It has, again, a gorgeous formula and just an overall stunning polish. So these were the 2 standouts in the collection for me. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.